Hello, and welcome to tonight's nightly environmental broadcast. Today's topic is cows. I'm your anchor, Riley Rama, and we'll be covering all things cows and the threats they pose against the environment, from how they live, what they eat, and even how much they poop and fart. Stay tuned for an interview with a local cow breeder and even a cow. Now, to you, Alan Jiang.
Thank you, Riley. So, beef and dairy production has contributed a ton to global warming. Why? Because cows produce methane through their feces and other bodily wastes. According to this graph here, it shows that in 1990, about 11.25 metric tons of methane was being produced for every metric ton of beef. Now, let me put this in perspective for you. And the average car will produce about 4.6 metric tons of carbon per year, not factoring in fuel, the fuel economy, and miles driven. However, this trend line shows that over the course of time, it slowly declines. Now, this shows that over the past few years, we have done some things to try and lower this number. However, 10 metric tons is still a lot. So if everyone could just put in a little bit of effort, we could possibly lower this number or even match this as the same as how much cars produce with their carbon. You as a viewer might be wondering, well, how can I help? I'm glad you asked. One very helpful way is to eat less meat. Now, how can that help? First of all, eating less meat means you don't need to produce as much cows. So, instead of eating meat every day at every meal, try eating it a few meals a day, a few days of the week. You feel? Additionally, people have already started making machines to help reduce the amount of methane produced from cows. For example, this here is a methane digester. Basically, what it does is you transport the waste into this tank, and the tank is heated to simulate the stomach of a cow. Why would you do this? It's because when the waste inside of a cow, when it's heated, there's a bacteria inside that waste that, when heated, it produces methane gas. So, when you do this, all the methane gas is trapped inside of that tank and ready to be taken out. If we don't do something about this now, the world as we know it is incapable of sustaining this many humans. So, if the global temperature were even to rise just a little bit, it would begin to melt the once thought permafrost in the poles, meaning that there's more water in the ocean, leading to more sea level rise, which is detrimental to coastal cities. So, please take into consideration what I just said a few moments ago. Thank you, and back to Riley.
Now, to an interview with a local cow breeder.
Hello, my name is Farmer Simpson, and I've been asked to do an interview on the Cow Show. It was, why do cows produce so much methane from farts? And the answer is because of their gut, their digestive system creates from an enzyme that creates methane, which then they fart out, which goes into the air to create greenhouse emissions. But did you know that scientists are finding ways to counter this? According to scientists, they're testing out if to put seafood into cows' meals and see if it's effective or not to remove methane. Also, according to this graph here, we have been losing cows since 1972, which is a problem for us because we have some homeless people who are not having chances for food. So if we were to increase our cows, we would be able to have more food for others. And if we implement this new seafood system, we could have more cows while also not hurting our earth. Also, everyone loves meat, and if you're a vegetarian, then it'll become a problem for you because Meat has some proteins needed for health that vegetables won't have. Also, I love cow's farts. I consume them all the time. Thank you.
Here's a quick word with our weatherman.
Put some rain boots on your socks. The rain's gonna drop like a lot. Bust an umbrella out the box. Today, the drip's gonna drop, and it just isn't gonna stop. It's gonna pour the whole dang day. It's gonna get rainy.
Thank you, Kevin. Hi, I'm Sam Chef, the CEO of cows. Now, there are many important problems involving cow production. Here are a couple interesting facts that you should know. 42% of agricultural emissions come from animal agriculture worldwide. 14 to 18.5% of greenhouse gases come from livestock. The amount of farming is equivalent to 574 metric tons of carbon dioxide. That large amount of emissions are front runners for global warming and climate change. That's horrible. That's so much emissions. Furthermore, cows contribute 9% of carbon emissions, 37% of methane emissions, and 65% of nitrous oxide emissions. That's crazy. Additionally, cows take up a ton of water. In fact, it takes 990 liters of water to produce only one liter of milk. Thank you for hearing me today. I will now hand it over to Leanne Cow.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, I'm Leanne, and I'm one of the billion cows destroying your world today. Now, this may look like a llama onesie to you, but we're just going to call it a cow for now. One problem that we cause is that we take up massive amounts of land. About 12.4 million acres of forests are destroyed every year, and about 30% of Earth's ice-free landmass is used just for the meat industry. Another problem is that about 160 to 320 liters of methane are produced every single day just through cow burps and farts. The process of pollution through cows is shown in this photo here. The bacteria in their stomachs that help with digestion also release methane, which causes much more damage to the world than carbon dioxide. Greenhouse gases then trap the heat in the atmosphere, therefore warming up the earth and ruining the environment. Our current diet that makes us poop, fart, and burp every day include roughages, grains, oilseeds, and co-products. Roughages such as hay, silage, and grass act as a filler in cattle's diet and are high in fiber. Grains like corn, milo, barley, and oats provide high levels of energy, and the cattle can gain weight faster from grains. Oilseeds such as soybeans and canola meal provide energy, proteins, and fiber. Co-products include many different things, such as distiller grains, sweet corn cannery waste, bakery waste, grain screenings, and apple pumice. They are leftover ingredients from food production for humans and can be fillers.
It's Corona time! Hey, it's Corona time right now! It's Corona time! It's Corona time!